Chapter 14, Building a Winning Team, Hiring and Onboarding the Right People. To build a winning team, we need to bring on the right people. But where do you find them, and how do you do that? Here's a snapshot of the tasks that you'll need to complete to find the right staff. 1. Write up a job posting that will attract the type of employees you want to attract. In other words, create an offer. 2. Market the offer on multiple platforms. 3. Sell them to join your program. 4. Onboard and train them. Let's break that down. Creating and marketing your job posting. During this step, you are marketing your gym, its values and goals, and the employee atmosphere you want to give, plus the job. You need to create this based on the type of people you want to attract. I recommend you put together a sales page for your job. This sales page can live on a URL such as yourwebsite.com/jobs. This sales page should talk about what it's like to work at your company, what the job entails, and most importantly, what type of person are you looking for. Don't go into details such as pay or schedule, just speak to the type of person you want. At the bottom of this page, I recommend a short form where they can apply. The form should include their name, contact info, and maybe a short question about why they are applying. A common mistake is we narrow the top of the funnel too much, we make it too hard to apply. Once the page is created, you need to market it on different platforms. This distribution should include emails to your list clients and non-clients, social media, job platforms such as Indeed, text sent to your contact list, etc. But remember to drive all of this traffic to the one job posting link you created above. Start with a phone interview. I recommended a quick phone interview to weed out the applicants that you don't want to pursue. This is where you can be picky. If they pass the phone interview, bring them in for an in-person to meet the team. I always tell my clients to hire for cultural fit and train later if you have to. That means if you get the sense that the person you're interviewing would fit in well with the rest of your staff and believes the same things you do about how to treat your clients, how to properly represent your brand and vision for the business, then that's essentially a green light as far as I'm concerned. But I'm going to talk about this more in the next chapter, so hang tight. Once you have your candidate and you offer them the job, close the deal. Your onboarding program. Once they are on the team, I recommend mapping out a 6-8 week onboarding program. Each week should have a combination of on-the-floor training and classroom time where they are with you learning the ins and outs of their job and the company. For on-floor training, I recommend a training model that I call co-coaching. Instead of shadowing, which can often feel boring and not very confidence-boosting for the new team member, co-coaching is progressive. In the beginning, they start with a small section of one client's workout, and each day you give them more and more responsibility, increasing each week. For the classroom time, I recommend 10% of their week be off the floor with youth manager. This time needs to be scheduled, and each week should have a theme. One week you may be going over the programming system, and the next week may be going over how you modify it for a client's knee injury. The key is that the classroom time is scheduled, not random. Take the time to map out at least 6-8 weeks of this. Checking in on employees, especially new hires. The 5:15 meeting. I highly recommend that every gym owner has what I call a 5:15 meeting, which is a one-on-one meeting with each team member on a weekly basis. It involves answering 5 questions at the end of each week. We use the Google form for this, and attending a standing 15-minute meeting at the beginning of the week. The form should be short and punchy. Remember, this is a weekly task, so keep the process efficient. You're doing this every week, so it doesn't need to be a lot. The frequency and rhythm is what is important. The 5 questions can be checking in on wins from the week, any struggles they hit, and maybe even a personal question. This is the time to praise things they are doing well and even fit in a mini training session on something that they may not be doing up to par. The 15 meetings should be standing and casual. Don't change the time each week. Pick a time that both you and your employee can commit to each week. I promise if you do, you'll have an amazing team member that creates an enormous amount of value for your business. Key takeaways. Hire for culture, train for skills. Look for candidates who share your gym's core values and vision. Build a structured onboarding program to ensure alignment and growth from day one. Create paths for growth. Regularly meet with employees to set personal and professional development goals. Investing in their growth fosters retention and high performance. Lead by example. Demonstrate commitment to improvement and growth through your actions. Transparent leadership builds trust and inspires the team. Chapter 15. Create a team culture focused on growth and retention. Creating a thriving team culture within your gym is the cornerstone of long-term growth and retention. A high-performing team doesn't just operate efficiently, they embody a culture that drives personal and professional development, which in turn improves the member experience and reduces turnover. In this chapter, we'll explore how to create a culture that fosters growth and retention, focusing on both the internal team dynamics and the member journey. 1. Start with your gym's core values. Your gym's core values should be more than just words on a wall. They need to be the foundation of every decision and interaction within the team. These values set the tone for expectations and behavior, creating a shared sense of purpose. For example, at my gym, one of our values is curiosity. We wanted every team member to be curious. That included while we were meeting new clients, during team meetings when we were brainstorming ways to improve things, or in moments of frustration with another team member. We would often use the saying, "When you're furious, get curious." The key with values is to constantly talk about them, reinforce when they are not happening, and call out when they are happening. Every example always comes back to a value. 2. Hire for cultural fit, train for skills. As I already said in the previous chapter, you can always train someone on the specifics of a role, but you can't change their fundamental values or attitude. When building a team focused on growth, it's essential to hire individuals who align with your gym's culture. The interview process should prioritize assessing whether a potential hire shares your values and is motivated to grow both personally and professionally. I would recommend that you place more importance on getting to know them and not their certifications. Learn to care more about personality fit than you do scale fit. Once you have hired the right people, commit to training them thoroughly. Provide them with the tools they need to succeed in their roles, but also in their development as professionals. Create opportunities for cross-training and continuing education to keep your team engaged and growing. For example, you could arrange for weekly team meetings where you role-play scenarios or read a book together and brainstorming ways you can implement some of the actions into your gym. 3. Be a good leader. Leadership plays a critical role in fostering a growth culture. So it's important that you understand how to be a good leader of your management teams and all of your employees as a whole. Here are a few general beliefs I have about what it means to be a good leader. 1. Seek out development opportunities often. 2. Be authentic. Adopt your own style of leadership. 3. Be clear about your vision and goals. 4. Get to know your people. Seek out development opportunities often. If you want your team to focus on improvement, retention, and development, you must demonstrate that commitment yourself. Regularly invest in your own leadership development and openly share your journey with your team. When they see you striving for improvement, it encourages them to do the same. Encourage open communication, acknowledge mistakes as learning opportunities, and celebrate wins, both big and small. Leading by example also involves being approachable and fostering an environment where feedback flows freely in both directions. Team members should feel empowered to contribute ideas for how to improve the gym's operations and member experience. Be authentic. Adopt your own style of leadership. We all probably have our favorite coach or mentor that we admire, and there are probably people that you think of when you think of good leaders, but don't try to be like them. Be clear about your vision and goals. The second thing is to be clear on where you want to go in terms of vision for your company. What changes do you hope to see in 5 years, 10 years, and beyond? Here are a few more questions you should think about. What kind of business do you want to have? How big? How many clients? Who do you want to serve? What kind of impact do you want to have? The clearer you can get on your vision and goals for the future, the easier it is to lead. Because at the end of the day, leadership is all about getting your team excited about the vision and encouraging them to be a part of building it. Get to know your people. Get to know your people on a personal level. Connect with them. Get to know what they do for fun outside of work and learn what makes them tick. The more you can get to know them, the more they'll trust you, and leadership is all about trust. 4, delegate to the right people. Good management starts with making sure every person on your team has clear roles and responsibilities. These are the qualities that you want in your management team. They should know exactly what they need to do on a daily and weekly basis. They should understand the difference between excelling and doing the minimum required work. They should be able to teach employees based on the established system and not from their own experience or perspective. These are their responsibilities. They should be documenting interactions as much as possible, pre-session flow, onboarding steps, etc. Give employees a daily and weekly checklist of tasks to ensure that everything is getting done. 5, create clear growth paths. One of the biggest factors in retaining high-quality employees is providing them with a clear path for growth. Team members want to know that they're not just clocking in and out every day, but are actively working toward bigger goals. I recommend you host roadmap sessions with team members every 6 months. These meetings are casual, usually over coffee or lunch, and it's designed to get to know them, where they want to go personally and professionally, and map out actionable steps they can take to get there. By supporting their growth, you'll retain top talent and build a stronger team that's dedicated to the success of your gym. Your team is on the front lines of member interactions, so their attitude and engagement directly influence whether members feel welcome and supported. When your staff genuinely enjoys their work and feels connected to the gym's mission, members are more likely to stick around, increasing retention and member satisfaction. Building a team culture that focuses on growth and retention is an ongoing process, but it starts with clear values, strong leadership, and a commitment to investing in your people. By creating a work environment where team members are encouraged to grow and thrive, you'll not only build a high-performing team, but also improve member satisfaction and retention, driving the long-term success of your gym. Key takeaways. Anchor culture in core values. Reinforce your gym's values in every decision and interaction. A value-driven culture keeps the team united and focused on long-term goals. Foster collaboration. Encourage open communication and celebrate successes. Building relationships within the team strengthens your retention strategy. Develop leadership skills. Provide resources and mentorship to grow leaders within your team. Strong leadership drives retention and elevates the member experience. Chapter 16. Enhancing Member Experience. Crafting a client onboarding process that wows. Streamlining the membership process. The process that you have in place for new members to join your gym should be smooth, simple, and include minimal steps for the client to take. This might sound very obvious to you, but I can't tell you how many gym owners we've coached that just needed to simplify their new member process. The membership process should be smooth and simple. For example, one of the biggest mistakes gym owners make is they make it too hard for someone to get started. For instance, one of our clients, when they first started working with us, had a 2-page questionnaire for someone to fill out before they walked in the door, and then 2 separate meetings before they could start working out. We quickly changed that. I'm all for getting to know a new client, and I'm by no means recommending that you just throw them into your program, but it is important that you can certainly streamline and simplify the way you do it. Setting the first appointment. Let's start at the beginning of the process. When a lead comes in, they should be followed up with to schedule a single appointment. The entire goal of your follow-up text, email, and phone calls should be to schedule the first appointment either by phone call or an in-person meeting. I would suggest that if your pricing is less than $200 per month, then a phone call is sufficient. If not, then it's better to have the new member come in for an in-person appointment. That appointment. How many appointments do you need per week to hit your growth goal? That appointment we called our success session can happen in 2 different formats. A phone call, if your pricing is less than $200 per month, this is sufficient. An in-person meeting, you will always sell more in this format. Once that appointment is scheduled, I recommend that you send them daily content that will show them social proof of your service and what they can expect once their membership is active. However, be sure that the prospective client doesn't have to do anything before the appointment. Other than consuming the content, they don't need to do anything until that appointment. At that appointment, you'll get to know them, do any movement assessment you deem appropriate, and sell them to a membership. Question: how can I prepare for this appointment? The only thing you need at that appointment is a registration form or a tablet. You'll use the registration form or tablet, pulling up your client management software profile section to take notes that are necessary for the team to know about the client and notes that are relevant to their programming, injuries, etc. This can also include your liability waiver. Have this built by an attorney and the membership agreement. Your membership agreement should have your specific membership policies, and I recommend you have them initial next to each policy, scheduling, billing, etc. It's very important to be direct and clear, as this will reduce the amount of issues that you experience with this client down the line. Once you feel that you've captured enough of their information, do any movement assessment you deem appropriate and sell them to a membership. Once the sale happens, the form is complete and stored electronically in their profile if you didn't already use 100% electronic. At that point, the sale is complete and onboarding begins. Check out the chapter titled Enhancing a Member Experience, where I outline all the details of the onboarding program. Onboarding clients. So you just signed up a client. They swipe their credit card, sign their waiver, and are all scheduled for their first training session. Now what? Well, it's time to onboard them. But what does onboarding even mean? Onboarding is not just an automated email campaign that drips them fitness and nutrition tips. That's not what they need. At this stage of the game, they most likely have a few emotions: nervous, scared, and intimidated, and a bit of buyer's remorse always kicks in. A good onboarding program aims to eliminate all those emotions. As soon as the client leaves, I recommend you do 3 things. Immediately send them a welcome email that has a video less than a minute of what to expect on their first day. Mail them a handwritten thank you note. Confirm they are scheduled, update any notes in your client management software, and ensure everything is set up on the back end for them correctly. The welcome email is so powerful. It not only gives them confirmation of signing up, but eases their anxiety of what to expect on day one. The handwritten thank you note is a game changer. When was the last time you got a handwritten thank you note in the mail? Years, if ever, right? The back-end processes. For all your back-end things, I recommend a very simple checklist. This can include items such as adding them to your programming software, making their program, adding them to any softwares that you use, updating their notes for the team. Whatever all the little things you do task-wise when you sign up a client, add that to an onboarding checklist. After their first visit. At this point, the client comes in for a day 1 workout and hopefully has a great experience. I would suggest that you immediately follow up with this first visit with a personal phone call. After a first visit, there are any number of things that could pop up or questions that they might have but do not know who to ask. Are they sore? Do they have questions on how to use the app or how to get into the Facebook group? This is the time to overcome any initial hesitations. Send them an automated campaign email. The final component to think about with onboarding is going to be the campaign that you're going to send them. Now, before we get too deep in this step, I want to ensure you understand the importance of the previous steps. Email marketing is great, but there are a lot of emails that get lost in spam folders, so you really need to get those personal touches, the phone call, the thank you cards, and other mail offerings right. Okay, so for your email campaign that you send this new customer, I recommend that you build out a campaign that lasts for about 3-4 weeks and includes 2-3 emails per week. The emails should cover how they best utilize the features of their membership. I would send an email on how they can schedule their appointments and anything that they need to know about your schedule policy. I might also add an email about how they get the most out of your client-only Facebook group. What about an email on what to do when they get injured or when they travel? You'll notice that I didn't say anything about fitness tips or nutrition tips. Although they may care about fitness tips and nutrition, it's more important for you and your business that they understand the basic ins and outs of membership especially for the first 30 days after they joined. They need to feel a part of the community. We can get them to fix their negative nutrition habits in month 2. Developing a reward and recognition system for member loyalty. Keeping members for a long time is the goal, but how exactly do you accomplish that? Of course, you want to ensure they're having a great experience and are getting great results. However, what I have found to be just as impactful is to build in a reward and a recognition system. This isn't just one thing you do. It can be as big or as small as you'd like, but the key is that you do something. We know through behavioral psychology that if we want a behavior to repeat, we need to reward it. We also know that people love being recognized, both individually and publicly. A strong reward and recognition aims to hit all aspects of that. Let's break this down into sections of the client journey. Benefits to joining your gym. The first part of recognition and rewards is when a client first joins. That's a huge win, right? So we want to recognize that. I like giving my clients a welcome bag with information about my program, need to know, a gift card or 7-day pass to give a friend or family member, and a sticker or water bottle. In addition to the welcome bag, I like to mail a handwritten thank you note welcoming them to the family and showing my gratitude and excitement. This is a great way to prevent buyer remorse and stand out in the marketplace, as no one else is doing that. Celebrate their achievements. Once a client finishes their first workout, I recommend having a moment of celebration. At my gym, we pulled our t-shirt from our welcome bag and gave it to them after the first workout to make that a moment of recognition. You also want to recognize the various milestones that they hit as they continue in their fitness journey. That can include 6 months, 1 year, and 2-year anniversaries. The simple thing I recommend is a handwritten thank you note from you and the team congratulating them on the anniversary and reminding them of all the progress they have made. It's important to take the time to recognize and reward them for those big items. However, what about the wins each and every month? We don't want to let a month go by without them feeling like they are recognized and rewarded. There are 2 key systems I recommend you install for this. 1. The Frequent Sweaters Club. This club celebrates everyone that shows up to the gym at least 10 times in the month. I recommend making a big chalkboard. Just use chalkboard paint that has everyone's name on it. Post the picture, tag everyone, and make a big deal of it every single month. You will be surprised how many people look forward to seeing their friends and others on the board. The goal is to drive the motivation each month to just get your name on the board. Why? No one cancels their membership if they walked into your gym 10 times this month. 2. The Weekly Wins Rhythm. This is a simple collection of client wins that gets emailed out and posted every Friday as a way to celebrate client wins that happen through the week. So combine the lifetime recognition of celebrating clients hitting certain milestones and anniversaries combined with the monthly recognition of hitting attendance markers and weekly wins, and you have a solid rewards and recognition system in place. This will not only increase member loyalty, but clients will be raving and want to refer their friends, growing your business. Key takeaways. Streamline onboarding. Simplify your onboarding process to eliminate barriers for new clients. Make the first steps seamless and welcoming to reduce anxiety and improve retention. Celebrate wins regularly. Implement systems to recognize client milestones, such as anniversaries and consistent attendance. Recognition builds loyalty and keeps members motivated. Personalized communication. Follow up with personal touches like handwritten notes and phone calls. These small efforts create a big impact on retention. Chapter 17. Scaling without sacrificing quality, the blueprint for growing your gym the right way. Here's the truth. Growth is great, but if you're not careful, scaling can lead to a drop in quality. And when the quality slips, clients notice. The best gyms grow without sacrificing the things that make them great. They build systems, train teams, and scale intentionally. That's how you maintain or even improve the client experience as you grow. Let's dive into how you can scale your gym while keeping the quality high. Know what makes your gym special. Before you even think about scaling, you need to know what makes your gym unique. Why do clients choose you? Why do they stay? Whatever it is, you need to fully commit to it. When you scale, those core differentiators need to stay intact. Scaling isn't about diluting things to appeal to a bigger audience. It's about figuring out how to replicate what works. Talk to your best clients, dig into feedback, and identify the key aspects of your experience that must stay consistent as you grow. That's where you start. Build systems that protect quality. You've probably got a good handle on what works for your gym right now. But when it's time to grow, what worked on a small scale won't necessarily work as you expand. That's where systems come in. Scaling successfully requires you to systemize virtually every area of your business. That way, no matter how big you grow, your client experience stays consistent. Let's break down some examples. Onboarding. How do you welcome new clients into your gym? Automate the paperwork, sure, but also create a standardized process that includes personal touch points to ensure the client gets the experience you want them to have. Program design. As your client base grows, you'll need systems in place to ensure that your programming stays at the same high quality. Whether it's small group training or individualized programs, you need to streamline and systemize the ability to deliver consistent, results-driven sessions. Coaching standards. The more you scale, the less involved you'll be in every session. That's why it's crucial to have clear session standards for your coaches. When you have systems like these in place, you're not just relying on memory or hope to maintain quality. You're building an infrastructure that ensures consistency as you grow. Focus on training your team. One of the biggest challenges when scaling is maintaining consistency across a larger team. When it's just you and a coach or two, it's easy to ensure everyone's on the same page. But as you add more staff, it becomes harder to keep everyone aligned with your standards and culture. That's why team development is so important. First, hire the right people. Look for coaches who don't just have the right resume, but also align with your gym's values and culture. Once you've got the right people on board, invest in ongoing training. Your team should be constantly learning and improving. Create a team onboarding program for new hires and build regular education into your operations. Whether it's through weekly team meetings or outside education, the more you invest in your team, the better your gym will be. Automate where it makes sense, but keep it personal. I know we've already talked about the importance of automation, but we are going to cover this again because it is that vital to scaling your business properly. Automation can streamline repetitive tasks and free up your time, but it should never replace the personal touch that belongs in personal training. So how do you strike the right balance? Automate the back-end tasks that don't directly impact the client experience. Scheduling emails and text reminders. Billing and payment processing. Outbound client check-ins and follow-up notifications that you engage in when there's a response. These tasks can all be handled by automation, allowing you and your team to focus on what matters most, delivering an exceptional client experience. Remember, your clients come to your gym for a reason, and no automation can replace that. Keep your eyes on retention. As you grow, it's important to track the right metrics to ensure that quality remains high. While we cover numbers in detail in a different section of the book, the client retention rate will serve as your barometer in knowing if client experience might be slipping. Stay connected. As your gym grows, it's easy to go from being on the floor for most of the sessions to being absent from the client's view as you get caught up in the business side of things. But if you want to maintain quality, you need to stay connected, often transitioning to the role of mayor of the gym. When you stay connected, you'll ensure that the culture and quality of your gym remain strong as you scale. At the end of the day, scaling is about growing with intention, building systems, training your team, and staying connected to your mission. When you focus on maintaining quality at every step, you'll be able to grow without losing what makes your gym truly great. Opening additional locations or franchising, scaling your gym without losing control. Expanding your gym by opening additional locations or franchising can be appealing. It can be a big and exciting step. But here's the reality. Growth comes with challenges. And if you're not careful, you can easily lose the things that made your gym successful in the first place. But it doesn't have to go that way. With the right systems, people, and mindset, you can scale your gym while maintaining the same high standards that got you here. Whether you're thinking about opening new locations or exploring franchising, the key is doing it strategically. Know where you stand. Before you jump into expansion, take a good look at where your current gym is at. A strong initial location is the foundation for any approach to scaling. If your gym isn't running smoothly or consistently profitable, adding more locations won't fix that. It'll magnify the issues. Start by asking yourself, is my gym profitable and stable on its own? Are my systems solid enough to be replicated, or do we still need to iron out some details? Do I have the financial resources to fund this expansion? Opening another gym or starting a franchise adds layers of complexity. You'll be managing a bigger team, more expenses, and more clients. If things aren't running like a well-oiled machine at your first location, expansion can sink everything instead of becoming your success story. Build systems that work. One of the biggest challenges with scaling is that you can't be everywhere at once, and that's why systems are so crucial. You need systems that can replicate the experience and service your clients expect, even when your current team isn't the group delivering everything. Think about things like client acquisition. How do you bring in clients month after month? Client onboarding. How do you make clients feel welcome and supported from day one? Your new locations need to follow the same process. Program consistency. You want every client to have the same high-quality experience. Your programming should be standardized and easy to replicate. Coaching standards. It's critical to have clear coaching standards. Make sure your team knows what's expected and give them the tools to succeed. Having these systems in place ensures that each location, whether it's owned by you or a franchisee, runs smoothly and consistently. The right people. Scaling isn't just about adding more locations. It's about finding the right people to help you run those locations, whether it's your team or franchisees. You'll need leaders who share your vision and understand your brand. These leaders need to be more than just employees. They should be team members who can uphold your gym's mission and maintain the culture you've worked hard to build. If you're franchising, it's even more important to find the right people. A franchisee is someone who will carry your brand forward in a whole new market. They need to have the passion and skills to represent your gym's values, and you need to have a strong franchisee training program in place to help them succeed. Protect your brand. As you expand, remember that you're not just growing your business, you're expanding your brand. And with every new location, there's a chance your brand could lose its identity if you're not careful. Develop clear brand guidelines. Your brand is more than a logo or name. It's how your gym looks, feels, and interacts with clients. Every new location should follow the same guidelines to ensure consistency. Franchising versus opening new locations. There's a big difference between opening more gyms yourself and franchising your business. Opening additional locations means you'll have full ownership and control, but it also means you're responsible for the day-to-day operations of each location. Franchising allows you to grow in a different format because you're licensing your brand to other entrepreneurs. While this means less operational responsibility, it requires you to create a strong franchise model and ongoing support for your franchisees. Both models can work, but the one you choose depends on your goals and how involved you want to be in running multiple locations. Scaling with intention. The excitement of growing your business can easily lead to getting in a hurry, but successful expansion isn't about how fast you grow, it's about how well you scale. Start small. If you're opening new locations, don't jump into 3 or 4 at once. Open one, make sure it's running smoothly, then scale up from there. Maintain the standard for quality and client care that you've already established at your original location. Growth is only valuable if you can sustain it. Don't compromise on quality just to grow faster. Expanding beyond a single location is a big step, but it can be one of the best moves you make for your business. With the right systems, the right people, and a solid plan, you can scale your business without losing the quality and personal touch that made you successful in the first place. Key takeaways. Systemize everything. Build replicable systems for onboarding, coaching, and client engagement to maintain quality as you grow. Your success depends on consistent experiences across locations. Invest in training. Develop your team with ongoing education to uphold your standards. Scaling requires leaders who align with your vision and values. Expand intentionally. Don't rush into new locations. Perfect your first gym's operations before replicating its success. Chapter 18. Wealth Building for Gym Owners. Managing Gym Finances with the Profit First System. One of the biggest challenges gym owners face is managing their finances in a way that ensures both growth and profitability. Many gym owners find themselves struggling with cash flow, unexpected expenses, and slim profit margins. The Profit First system, popularized by Mike Mikulovich, has become a game changer for small business owners, and the adaptation by John Briggs in Profit First for Microgyms provides specific strategies tailored for the fitness industry. This chapter will break down how gym owners can use the Profit First system to take control of their finances and create a profitable business model. 1. Understanding the Profit First system. The general premise of Profit First is to treat profit as an expense. The traditional accounting formula for businesses is sales minus expenses equals profit. In this formula, profit comes last, meaning most gym owners only take what's left after covering all their expenses, which often isn't much. The Profit First system flips this script, changing the formula to sales minus profit equals expenses. With this mindset, profit becomes a priority. By allocating profit first and living within the remaining budget for expenses, gym owners can ensure their business remains financially healthy from the start. 2. The core account structure. To implement Profit First effectively, you need to set up multiple bank accounts with distinct purposes. These accounts act as buckets for allocating funds as soon as revenue comes in. Now, don't let this overwhelm you. It's quite simple to set up accounts at your bank. The key is to set up multiple accounts so that your accounts look smaller. Thus, you make wiser spending decisions. Mikulovich's book recommends more, but to simplify, I recommend the following accounts. Income account. This is where all revenue from gym memberships, personal training, retail sales, and other sources initially lands. This is a holding account, and funds will be dispersed from here into the other accounts. This is where all expenses come out except the following. Payroll account. I recommend a separate account just for your payroll expense, as this expense is a gym's largest expense and grows over time. Profit account. A percentage of your revenue is immediately allocated here. This money is set aside as pure profit, and it's not to be touched for regular expenses. The goal is to accumulate profit steadily and use this account to reward yourself as the owner or reinvest in the business when needed. Tax account. One of the most painful surprises for business owners is the end-of-year tax bill. The Profit First system helps you plan by allocating a percentage of your revenue into a tax account, so when tax season comes around, you're fully prepared. 3. Setting your allocation percentages. The magic of Profit First lies in the consistent allocation of funds based on your gym's revenue. Here's a rough guide to start with your percentage allocations based on gross revenues. Income account, 30%. Payroll, 40%. Profit account, 20%. Tax account, 10%. These percentages may vary based on your gym's size, location, and financial situation, but the key is to start with a system and adjust over time. If you're currently in a place where operating expenses are consuming most of your revenue, you'll need to slowly shift these percentages as you reduce expenses or increase revenue. 4. Cutting unnecessary expenses. One of the insights gym owners gain from the Profit First system is how much of their revenue is being eaten up by unnecessary expenses. Because your operating expenses account is only funded with a portion of your revenue, you're forced to examine where your money is going. Many gyms overspend on things like underutilized equipment or advertising campaigns that don't yield a return on investment. The Profit First system compels you to streamline your expenses so you only spend money on what directly impacts member growth and retention. I recommend you track your expenses each month. List out your expenses before the month starts in a monthly spending plan. This allows you to see the expenses before they happen and make any necessary cuts. 5. Pay yourself consistently. One of the main reasons many gym owners burn out is that they don't pay themselves regularly. They pour their revenue back into the business, hoping it will eventually pay off, only to find themselves struggling to make ends meet personally. With the Profit First system, the profit account guarantees that you are compensated for your hard work. By making yourself a priority, you not only improve your personal financial situation, but you also create a sustainable business model that doesn't rely on sacrifice and burnout. As your gym grows, you can increase your pay rate over time by adjusting your allocation percentages. The ultimate goal of the Profit First system is to build a financially healthy and profitable gym. By consistently allocating a portion of your revenue to profit, you'll begin to accumulate reserves that provide stability. Start with small steps. You don't need to achieve perfect allocation percentages overnight. Gradually implement the system, and as your gym becomes more profitable, you'll be able to allocate more toward profit and owner's pay. Managing your gym's finances with the Profit First system helps ensure that your business isn't just surviving, it's thriving. By flipping the traditional formula and putting profit first, you'll gain control over your finances, reduce unnecessary expenses, and build a business that rewards both you and your members. As you implement this system, remember that consistency is key. Over time, you'll create a financially healthy gym that supports both growth and long-term success. Key takeaways. Put profit first. Adopt the Profit First system by allocating revenue to profit before covering expenses. This ensures a financially healthy and sustainable business. Diversify with real estate. Invest in assets like gym buildings or short-term rentals. Real estate offers long-term wealth building opportunities alongside your gym. Plan for expansion carefully. Build a second location only when your first gym runs like a well-oiled machine. Strong foundations make scaling profitable. Chapter 19. Build a wealth-building game plan for gym owners. As a gym owner, your primary goal is likely to run a successful gym that provides exceptional value to your members. But beyond that, there's an opportunity to leverage your business to create long-term wealth. At Wealthy Gym Owner, we emphasize that making a healthy profit from your gym isn't just the end game. It's the beginning of a wealth-building journey. In this chapter, I'll outline how you can craft a wealth-building game plan that turns your business into a vehicle for lasting financial security and freedom. I chose to do this through investing in real estate, specifically short-term rentals, vacation rentals, but that is not the only path. 1. Profit as the foundation for wealth. The first step in building wealth is ensuring that your gym is consistently profitable. You can't begin planning for long-term wealth without first making sure your business generates a steady, healthy profit. This involves creating a solid financial system using the Profit First model that ensures you are prioritizing profit and controlling expenses. Once your gym is profitable, it's essential to look at how you're using that profit. Rather than letting extra revenue sit in a bank account or reinvesting all of it back into your gym, you should allocate a portion of it to wealth-building strategies that extend beyond your business. Be patient. We'll dive into these strategies in a moment. This shift in mindset from simply growing the gym to using the gym to grow your personal wealth is the foundation of your wealth-building game plan. 2. Establishing your financial goals. Before diving into specific wealth-building strategies, it's important to clearly define your financial goals. Do you want to generate passive income streams outside of your gym, or are you looking for a more active investment? Start by setting both short-term and long-term goals. Short-term goals might include reaching a certain income milestone or paying off business debt, while long-term goals could involve investing in real estate, opening multiple gym locations, or building a retirement portfolio. By defining your goals, you'll be able to create a roadmap for how to get there. Your wealth-building plan should be aligned with a life you envision for yourself, whether that's financial independence, more flexibility in your daily schedule, or even scaling down your involvement in the business while still benefiting from its success. 3. Diversifying income streams. A key element in building long-term wealth is diversifying your income streams beyond your gym. While a successful gym can be a great business, relying solely on one source of income limits your ability to build true financial security. Important note: I don't recommend diversifying until you have maximized your first location. It can be easy to jump to the next thing or to try a passive income strategy, but this is a distraction. Your best opportunity is growing your first location. Once that is fully optimized and at capacity, there are several ways gym owners can diversify their income. Real estate investment. One of the most effective ways to build wealth is through real estate. You can start by investing in short-term rentals, long-term rentals, or even purchasing the building your gym operates in. Real estate not only generates passive income, but also builds equity over time, providing long-term value. If you're looking at buying the building your gym operates in, I would highly recommend you check out the SBA 504 program. Scaling to multiple locations. If your gym is profitable and your systems are dialed in, you may want to consider opening additional locations. With the right management in place, having multiple gyms can create multiple revenue streams, resulting in a scaled your business that increases your earning potential. Now, I have 2 key points I want to stress with this option. 1. Your first location has to be running like a well-oiled machine. 2. You have to desire managing and leading people, as that will become your primary role. 4. Developing a wealth-building game plan. Now that you've identified potential income streams, it's time to create a detailed plan to implement these strategies. This plan should map out specific actions, timelines, and targets to keep you on track. Step 1. Maximize your gym's profitability. Ensure your gym is consistently profitable before moving into other ventures. Tighten up your operations, manage expenses, and create sustainable revenue streams from memberships, personal training, and retail sales. Your gym should act as the financial engine that fuels your wealth-building activities. Step 2. Allocate profit for investment. Once your gym is generating healthy profits, allocate a percentage of that income specifically for wealth-building activities. Set up a separate investment account and decide on a percentage, 5%, 10%, or more, to contribute regularly. This consistent investment will compound over time. Step 3. Choose your first wealth-building venture. Decide which wealth-building strategy aligns best with your goals. If real estate appeals to you, start with a small investment, such as purchasing a rental property or short-term rental. If opening multiple gyms is your focus, begin planning for your second location. The key is to choose one venture to focus on initially before branching out further. Step 4. Automate and delegate. As you diversify your income streams, avoid becoming overwhelmed by trying to do everything yourself. Invest in automation, hire capable team members, and outsource tasks where necessary. The goal of your wealth building plan is not to create more work for yourself, but to set up passive or semi-passive income streams that run without your constant oversight. 5. Review and adjust regularly. Your wealth building game plan isn't static. As your gym grows and your financial situation evolves, you'll need to regularly review and adjust your strategy. Set aside time every quarter to evaluate your progress, adjust your allocation percentages, and explore new opportunities for growth. Building a wealth-building game plan as a gym owner requires intention, strategy, and long-term thinking. By focusing on profitability, diversifying your income streams, and allocating your profits wisely, you can create a financial future that extends beyond the walls of your gym. Whether through real estate, scaling your gym operations, or exploring other ventures, your gym can be the foundation for lasting wealth and financial independence. Key takeaways: set clear financial goals, define short and long-term wealth goals to guide your investments. Align your plan with your vision for financial independence and flexibility. Allocate for investments. Use gym profits to fund income streams like real estate or additional locations. Reinvent revenue to grow wealth outside of your primary business. Develop exit strategies. Whether selling or franchising, create a game plan that ensures your gym remains valuable and attractive to future buyers. Chapter 20. Preparing for the future. Exits and expansions. As a gym owner, it's essential to think beyond the day-to-day operations of your business and plan for the future. Whether you're considering expanding to multiple locations, diversifying your offerings, or ultimately exiting the business, strategic planning is key to long-term success. In this chapter, we'll explore how to create a future-focused plan that prepares your gym for growth, scale, and eventual exit, ensuring that you maximize your returns and continue to build wealth. 1. Define your long-term vision. Before diving into specifics about expansions or exits, the first step is to define your long-term vision. Okay, I know we've talked about your vision for your gym quite a lot, but that's because it's really important. Here we are focusing on your long-term vision for your gym. Ask yourself honestly, where do you see your gym in 5, 10, or even 20 years? Do you want to scale to multiple locations, focus on a premium single location experience, or eventually sell the business? To be clear, your goals do not need to be perfect or set in stone, but having a sense of general direction is important. Unsure about your long-term vision. Having a clear vision of where you want to go will influence every decision you make moving forward. If you're unsure, consider the following questions. Do you want to be deeply involved in the day-to-day operations, or do you prefer to take a more hands-off approach over time? Are you driven by the idea of growing and scaling your business, or is financial security through a single profitable location more appealing? What role do you want your gym to play in your overall wealth building strategy? Once you have a clear vision, you can create a strategic plan that aligns with your goals, whether it's preparing for an expansion or setting up for a future exit. 2. Expanding your business, a growth strategy. Expanding your gym, whether through opening new locations, adding new services, or targeting new markets, can be a highly profitable move, but it requires careful planning. Here are key factors to consider when planning for expansion. Systematize your operations. Before expanding, you need to ensure that your current location operates like a well-oiled machine. Can your gym run smoothly without your constant presence? If not, you may need to focus on building systems and processes that allow your gym to be self-sustaining. Standardized operations, from sales and marketing to customer service and member retention, will make it easier to replicate success when you expand. Consider creating a detailed operation digital manual that outlines every key process in your gym. This not only allows your current gym to thrive, but also serves as a roadmap for future locations. Assess the market. Expanding into new locations or markets requires thorough research. Conduct a market analysis to identify areas with high demand for your services but low competition. Look at factors such as population demographics, local fitness trends, and proximity to other gyms. The goal is to find areas where your gym can thrive without immediately facing market saturation. Also, consider the financial aspects of expansion. How much capital will you need to open a new location, and how long will it take for that location to become profitable? Make sure your existing gym is financially strong before taking on the risks of expansion. Leverage your brand. If you've built a strong brand and reputation with your current gym, leverage that when expanding. Branding consistency across locations builds member trust and loyalty. Use the same marketing strategies, social media presence, and value propositions across all locations to ensure that your brand identity remains intact. Build a strong team for growth. Your ability to expand successfully will heavily depend on having the right people in place. As you open new locations or add new services, you'll need managers, trainers, and staff who can operate independently and maintain the high standards you've set. Consider promoting from within your organization, offering leadership development opportunities for employees who show promise. Having a strong team in place will allow you to focus on the bigger picture, such as growing the business or looking into new markets. 3. Plan for an exit. While expanding may be your immediate focus, it's equally important to consider your exit strategy. Whether you plan to sell the business, pass it down to a family member, or transition into a more passive ownership role, having a clear exit strategy ensures that you can maximize the value of your gym when the time comes. When I sold my gym, here are some key lessons that I learned. If you want to sell your gym one day, it needs to be attractive to potential buyers. And A sellable gym has a strong, loyal member base, healthy financials, and systems that allow it to run without the owner's constant involvement. To prepare for a potential sale. Increase profitability. Buyers are interested in businesses that generate strong profits. Focus on maximizing revenue and controlling costs to improve your bottom line. Create documented systems. A gym with well-documented operations is easier to transfer to new owners. Have everything from staff training to member acquisition processes clearly laid out. Develop a strong team. Buyers will feel more confident if they know your staff is capable of running the gym without relying too much on you. When planning an exit, it's crucial to understand how your gym will be valued. Gyms are typically valued based on a multiple of their earnings before interest, taxes, depreciation, and amortization. The healthier your profit margins, the higher the multiple you can command. Make sure to have your financial records in order, including clean balance sheets, detailed profit and loss statements, and a track record of strong cash flow. If selling is your ultimate goal, consider bringing in a business valuation expert to help determine the current value of your gym and what steps you can take to increase its worth. There are several exit options, and it's important to choose the one that aligns with your personal and financial goals. Selling the business outright. This provides a lump sum, allowing you to cash out and move on to other ventures. Partnering with an employee. If you want to remain involved in the business but reduce your role, you can bring in a partner to take over part of the ownership while you retain a portion of equity. This may be suitable for a long-time employee who is your day-to-day manager, but tread lightly here. 4. Balancing expansion and exit goals. Some gym owners may want to grow their business through expansions while also planning for an eventual exit. These two goals are not mutually exclusive. Successful expansions can increase the value of your gym and make it more attractive to potential buyers. The key is to maintain focus on both goals and ensure that your expansion plans are aligned with your long-term exit strategy. As you expand, continue to build your gym's brand, profitability, and systems in a way that will make it easier to sell or transition down the road. Expanding with the right foundation in place will not only grow your business, but also maximize its value when you're ready to move on. Planning for the future of your gym, whether through expansions, new services, or an eventual exit, requires strategic thinking and intentional action. By systematizing your operations, building a strong brand, and keeping an eye on your financial health, you can set your gym up for long-term success. Whether your goal is to grow and scale or to prepare for a profitable exit, having a future-focused game plan will ensure that your gym continues to thrive, allowing you to build wealth and financial freedom in the process. Key takeaways. Think beyond day-to-day. Prepare your gym for potential exits or expansions by building a brand that thrives without you. Systems and a strong team are key. Balance growth with exit plans. Use profitable expansions to increase your gym's value while planning an eventual transition. Strategic growth maximizes long-term rewards. Stay future-focused. Align every decision with your long-term vision. Whether you scale, sell, or delegate, clarity and preparation ensure success. Chapter 21. Conclusion: The Wealthy Gym Owner Path. Becoming a wealthy gym owner is not just about financial success. It's about building a sustainable business that supports your lifestyle, serves your clients, and grows consistently. Over the course of this book, we've laid out a path filled with actionable strategies, smart systems, and a mindset shift that moves you from being a trainer to a business owner. Now, let's recap some of the key strategies that can help you craft your own success story as a gym owner and ensure you stay motivated while avoiding burnout. Recap of key strategies. Vision and goals. Every journey begins with a vision. Crafting a clear vision of what your gym should look like sets the foundation for success. It's not just about the physical space, but also the atmosphere, culture, and values. From this vision, break down actionable goals that serve as stepping stones toward achieving your $500,000 gym. These goals must be specific, measurable, and time-bound to track your progress. Shifting from trainer to business owner. One of the most significant changes for gym owners is moving from the role of a hands-on trainer to that of a CEO. It requires a mindset shift where you delegate tasks, build systems, and focus on long-term growth rather than day-to-day operations. This allows you to scale your business and avoid being trapped in a never-ending cycle of client sessions and operational stress. Systems for consistency. Systems are the backbone of any successful business. Whether it's onboarding clients, running marketing campaigns, or managing finances, creating scalable systems ensures consistency and allows your gym to operate smoothly even when you're not there. A well-run gym isn't dependent on the owner being involved in every detail. Systems make this possible. Client retention over acquisition. While bringing in new clients is important, keeping the clients you already have is where long-term profit lies. Focus on creating systems for client engagement, regular check-ins, and special events to build a community within your gym. Remember, a client who stays with you for years is far more valuable than one who leaves after a few months. Retention is key to sustainable growth. Marketing mastery. Marketing is the lifeblood of a thriving gym, but it doesn't have to be complex. Develop a marketing calendar that includes lead generation, client engagement, and referral campaigns. Use automation to keep the marketing machine running smoothly and incorporate both organic strategies and paid ads. Referral marketing is particularly powerful, allowing your existing clients to bring in new business while you focus on delivering great results. Pricing for profitability. Setting the right pricing structure is crucial to running a profitable gym. Rather than competing on price, focus on the value you deliver. Design membership tiers that cater to different client needs, ensuring you have a model that encourages long-term commitment and recurring revenue. Your pricing should reflect the transformation you offer, not just the sessions you provide. Crafting your own gym owner success story. Now it's time to craft your own success story. Whether you're just starting or have been in business for a while, the strategies in this book are your roadmap. Here's how to start building your success story today. Refine your vision. If you haven't already, sit down and take time to clearly define the long-term vision for your gym. What do you want it to become? How will it serve your clients? What impact will it have on your community? A powerful vision guides every decision you make and keeps you motivated during tough times. Set actionable goals. Break down your vision into concrete, actionable goals. Whether it's reaching a certain revenue target, bringing in a specific number of clients, or launching new services, each goal should align with your broader vision. Make sure to review and adjust these goals regularly to stay on track. Delegate and build a team. You can't do it all. One of the best things you can do to grow your business is to trust others. Invest in hiring, training, and developing a team that supports your vision. Your role is to lead and strategize, not micromanage every session. Trust your trainers and staff to execute the systems you've put in place. Master the art of retention. Retention is your most powerful growth tool. Build deep relationships with your clients, personalize their experiences, and celebrate their successes. Creating a community where your clients feel valued and supported will not only keep them around, but also turn them into advocates for your gym. Embrace continuous improvement. Success is never final. Continually refine your systems, marketing strategies, and client experience. Commit to learning and growing, both personally and professionally. Regularly assess what's working and what needs adjustment to keep your gym on the path to success. Final thoughts on maintaining momentum and avoiding burnout. Building a successful gym is a marathon, not a sprint. It requires commitment, strategy, and a clear focus on the long-term picture. But along the way, it's easy to get overwhelmed, especially as your responsibilities grow. Here are some strategies to help you maintain momentum and avoid burnout. Prioritize self-care. As much as you care for your clients, you need to care for yourself. Schedule time for your own fitness, mental health, and relaxation. Taking care of your body and mind ensures that you're able to lead your business effectively. Remember, you can't pour from an empty cup. Delegate wisely. You don't have to do everything yourself. Delegate tasks that drain your energy and focus on high-impact activities that move your business forward. Trust your team to handle day-to-day operations so you can focus on growth, strategy, and leadership. Celebrate milestones. It's easy to get caught up in the hustle and forget to celebrate your wins. Take time to recognize both small and large achievements, whether it's hitting a revenue goal, launching a new program, or receiving positive client feedback. Celebrating milestones keeps you motivated and reinforces the progress you're making. Stay focused on your why. During challenging times, reconnect with the reason you started your gym in the first place. Whether it was to help people transform their lives or to create financial freedom for yourself, staying connected to your why will help you push through the inevitable hurdles and keep you grounded. The wealthy gym owner path isn't just about achieving financial success. It's about building a business that enhances your life and the lives of your clients. By focusing on vision, systems, retention, and personal growth, you can create a gym that not only hits revenue goals, but also stands the test of time. Now it's up to you to take the knowledge from this book and build the future you've envisioned. Chapter 22. We want to gift you over $315 worth of wealthy gym owner resources for free. Are you ready to finally take your business to the next level? We'll give you instant access to this wealth building collection. Our wealth building workshop valued at $99. Turn your gym into a cash flow engine that generates wealth today and secures your future. The Fitness CEO workshop valued at $99. Step confidently into the CEO role and focus on strategic growth. The hiring workshop valued at $79. Build a team that aligns with your vision and helps your gym thrive. And the Gym Growth Calculator valued at $39. Unlock your gym's potential today. Ready to see your gym's capacity and growth potential. This calculator takes the guesswork out of growing your facility. That's $316 in wealthy gym building resources we're giving you for free. All you have to do is fill in the form at wealthygymgift.com, and instant access to this wealthy building gift collection is yours. For free. Go to wealthygymgift.com now. About the authors. Meet Doug Sperling. With over 15 years of experience in the fitness industry, Doug Sperling has established himself as a respected figure in fitness entrepreneurship and wealth creation. As the founder of a highly successful training gym for 12 years, he developed expertise in leadership, client experience, and business operations. His dedication and strategic vision not only led to the gym's success, but also resulted in a lucrative sale, fetching over 7 figures. Using the cash flow from his gym, Doug ventured into short-term rental real estate investment, where he skillfully built a portfolio now valued at over $14 million. He continues to add to that portfolio to create generational wealth for his family. Doug shares his knowledge and insights with fellow gym owners as a coach and mentor. He helps them systemize and scale their fitness businesses, enabling them to find their ideal roles within their gyms while also building wealth outside of them. Beyond his professional pursuits, Doug has a beautiful wife and 4 crazy kids who keep him on his toes. Balancing the hustle with family time isn't always easy, but it's what keeps him grounded and hungry for more. Meet Pat Rigsby. Pat Rigsby is a dad, husband, business coach, author, and entrepreneur who has built over 35 different businesses, including 2 Entrepreneur Franchise 500 award-winning franchises. After a successful career as a college baseball coach, he got his entrepreneurial start by opening a personal training business and health club. Over the next few years, his small personal training business grew to a network of successful businesses ranging from franchises and certification companies to info marketing and coaching and consulting. He's shared his journey on stage in front of thousands and has been featured in Entrepreneur, Men's Health, USA Today, and hundreds of other media outlets, as well as authoring or co-authoring 20 books. For Pat, the best part is that he's been able to do all this while working from home, coaching his kids' sports teams, and enjoying a type of entrepreneurial lifestyle he never would have thought possible just a few years ago. Both Doug and Pat are perfect examples of what the wealthy gym owner system is capable of. Both Doug and Pat have been able to create their ideal business and, more importantly, their ideal lifestyle by using the principles and strategies of the Wealthy Gym Owner System. Closing credits. We hope you have enjoyed this production of The Wealthy Gym Owner, building a $500,000 per year high-profit gym, written by Doug Sperling and Pat Rigsby. Narrated, directed, edited, and engineered by Fitness Publishing. Text copyright 2024 by Doug Sperling and Pat Rigsby. Production copyright 2024 by Doug Sperling and Pat Rigsby. All rights reserved. The end.